If you're buying or selling a business, you'll be dealing with a ton of issues. I wanted to talk today about some common issues related to intellectual property. First of all, you absolutely need to do your due diligence properly. Intellectual property, which is often called IP, is part of that. Sometimes it's a huge part and sometimes a small part, but it's almost always something that can really cause problems down the line if the due diligence isn't handled properly. Today I'm going to go through some of the main IP issues you should be thinking about during a business transfer. First, it's possible there are regulations under the wrong name. For example, IP might have been registered in the name of an employee or a contractor or a business owner instead of the name of the company. Next, there is joint ownership of IP. If that exists, sometimes there's an acquired company that will have IP that is shared with a third party, and you need to consider the effects from that. Next is their affiliate IP licensing. In other words, does the target company have a licensing agreement that includes affiliates? You need to make sure you understand what you own. Next is exclusive licenses. Is the acquired company's intellectual property licensed to any third party? If so, is that agreement still valid, and what are the terms? Next is assignment restrictions. Does the target company use IP licensed from someone else? If so, can it be assigned, and do you need license or approval for an assignment? You need to make sure that when you buy the company, you'll be able to keep using whatever IP the target company has been using. And next is termination rights. Does any IP license agreement allow the licensor to terminate without cause? You'll want to know this to guarantee continuity. And next, you'll want to find out about any open source IP. If it's being used at the target company, it may be subject to restrictions, and you'll want to know whether you can be assured that you'll have use of it into the future. Next, you'll want to find out whether there are work for hire agreements. IP created by employees is often protected as works made for hire. It's less common to have that protection for outside contractors. You need to make sure that you find out the situation and ensure that you're protected. Next, look into existing non-disclosure agreements. What limits do they have? Are they limited in scope or time? If so, that could mean trade secret protection is lost. You'll want to make sure that someone familiar with these agreements looks at them to ensure that you don't have any nasty surprises. Next is trademark usage. To maintain IP protection, trademarks must be used consistently and continuously in commerce. Make sure they have been. Now, as you've probably noticed, these are pretty serious issues. You'll want to make sure that any lawyer doing your due diligence understands these issues so that you're protected. At Denton Peterson, we have the expertise to help you protect your IP assets, whether you've had them for a long time or you're acquiring them from another company. We're passionate about helping business owners grow their companies, and we look forward to working with you.